everyone. This is Felicia Bender, the Practical Numerologist. I find that love and relationships is one of the key topics people want to know more about. This is numerologically speaking, or in any other way, right? So I'm always asked why a relationship didn't work out, or how to attract that perfect partner. And mostly I'm asked, believe it or not, let's see if you've asked yourself this question. So what is my problem here? What am I doing wrong? Or what am I missing in my relationship dynamics? Understand that we all have unique issues, of course, that influence the way that we individually engage with and approach relationships, whether those are relationships with our family, our friends, colleagues, or lovers. Yet knowing some of the innate challenges that we might experience, and I highlight the word might, is always really beneficial and offers some potential insight and areas of illumination that can be very useful in defining and understanding how you might present yourself in relationship and in your relationship life, and what some of those, I don't know, those shadows, those little gremlins might be that sneak up and sabotage us. You might look at both of your life path number and also your expression, or also called the destiny number. This can be compared in some ways to the rising sign and astrology. So if you watch astrology videos, often you'll be asked to watch for your sun, moon, and rising. So it's somewhat similar here with your full numerology profile. So if you know both of those, I suggest watching the videos for both the life path and the expression, or the destiny. And ultimately, to put a little bit more of a layer here, just to share with you, when I look at relationship compatibility numerologically, I also focus on the soul urge number. This is also called the heart's desire. This points to what you want and need to feel satisfied on a soul level. And I find it reveals to you what you truly value, what you want and need in love and relationship. So if you don't know these numbers, please don't panic, no worries. The information here is focusing on the life path number, that's the key. And yet if you are numerology curious, you want to know more, visit FeliciaBender.com. You can explore more about the other key numbers in your numerology chart. And since we are examining how you might push love away, remember that's the title here. So how you might push love away, that's the topic. So please, please, I beg of you, don't take these observations personally. We all have issues. It just depends on how they show up for each of us. And we're trying to refine and define that as a point of information. So instead, position yourself to look through a viewfinder of curiosity rather than judgment or criticism. This is designed to be informative and supportive, not critical or judgmental. All right, so with that said, here are a few reasons why the 5 life path might push love away. So the thing about it is the 5 is built for sexual and sensual experiences, yet not necessarily for long-term monogamous relationships, at least not usually at the get-go. And whoa, 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 before you're like, no, wait, no, you can't say, hold on. So please know that this is suggestive of tendencies, okay, with the 5. The 5 is that sensuous, sexual freedom-seeking person. And so I know 5s who have been married for years, and yet they will also tell you that it hasn't been easy. Relationships are never easy, right? And yet, again, this is just suggestive of overall tendencies, because the 5 life path, let's just lay it out there, is usually a rather, I don't know, what do you want to call the wild child in the sexuality department. Or alternately, again, we're always working with the opposition, right, in numerology. So alternately, the 5 can be extremely restricted in this area, and yet the underlying desire is to get out there, to experience all the world and a variety of partners has to offer. So the 5 life paths this optimal expression for you in this lifetime is that of fearlessness, of adventurousness, and you have this ability to show others how to live their lives fearlessly by living your own life as this epic adventure, right? So your personal mission in this 5 life path that you're on is to find inner and outer freedom through discipline, through a certain amount of structure, through some focus and depth and breadth of experience. So yours is the most sensual and sensuous of the life path numbers. So you are here the point is to experience the world in all of its tactile glory, and you are very acutely sensitive to how things look and feel, taste and smell, all those things. So you are here to experience the sensual world and all it has to offer, period. Within certain parameters, of course. So when it comes to love, though, how does this show up in your love life, in your partnerships? So you can often be the easy come, easy go kind of guy or gal. Experience is the name of your game. And so you're drawn to a lot of experience, a variety of experience. Often you're drawn to the unusual, if not the dramatic, in terms of partnerships and that kind of experience. So it's not that you won't try out the usual or the what? Yeah, the usual. Let's leave it at that. So yet it often really won't hold your attention for a very long time. And if it does, you have to have some other things thrown in there. And yet the grass is sometimes greener in somebody else's bedroom until you've been there and done that and make a conscious determination to kind of rein that in. And yet early on, I do find it is it's your birthright to have all kinds and varieties of experience, and that includes with partnership, sexuality, all of that. So sometimes, not always, again, I'm going to do a lot of these disclaimers with the 5. But the 5 life path can live sometimes by a rather unorthodox, or at least more non-traditional sexual or relationship mores, maybe leaning toward open marriage, or maybe not even a belief in traditional marriage in that way. Different levels and kinds of agreements about commitment, or a host of other kind of more creative approaches to relationships. Now, this is not bad, this isn't wrong, this isn't good, this isn't, whatever that is, there's no qualifier here. What I'm basically saying is that the 5 is a little bit, pushes the envelope a little bit more in terms of relationship dynamics. Whether you know it or not, or whether you're communicating that or not, is a whole other ballgame, okay? So one of the ways that you can push love away, well, you can do it in various ways, as all of us can, and yet these are the 2 primary issues or columns, right, of where it resides, where the focus is. So the first is that you might not fully really grasp the way that you indulge yourself. The 5 can be very self-indulgent, all about how it feels all the time, and you can quickly move on to the next adventure, right? Whether it's relationship or anything else. So again, you're seeking stimulation, and all this experience, all of these the experience, that's with a capital E for you. And of all the life path numbers, the 5 can have an addictive quality about you, about really seeing getting addicted to the next thing, the next escape, the next high, right? So that can be a way that love gets pushed away. The second column here of conversation would be that you can become involved and then hang on, oh my gosh, far after the shelf life has expired in a relationship. Hang on, even though you know it's dead, done, and gone, and yet you just linger. So this is something that can really drag you down as a 5. So I find that 5s most often have, I would just put it this way, kind of like 1 foot in the door, 1 out, 1 foot in, 1 foot out, 1 foot in, 1 foot out, throughout relationships. So you are a person who will always, in relationship, out of relationship, anything in between, always need your space and freedom. And so, metaphorically speaking, when you feel trapped, confined, that sort of thing, you can find yourself, running out the back door at 3 a.m. while pulling your pants up, if you know what I mean. So it's that feeling of being held down, restricted, tethered, smothered. Those are words and concepts and feelings that come up over and over again in the life of the 5. So when you're feeling that way, you want to bolt, right? So it's learning how to go through that without impulsively reacting. So also understand that you can have a habit of leaving a little bit more than your fair share of emotional collateral damage in your wake with your partners, because you're not realizing that even when you think you're being crystal clear about your relationship status, your kind of non-committally status, other people don't often read that in the same way that you do. So a partner wants and needs for you to be fully in, right? Fully in with the relationship and take full responsibility for yourself and for your actions, something that is often a bit, challenging or tough for the 5 life path to achieve consistently, okay? So you can tend to feel like I am going to revisit that trapped, confined and really stifled, even under the best of circumstances. So love can elude you when you're unable to really cope, I guess is a word for that, cope with the day-to-day mundaneness, the realities that a true partnership might bring to the table, when every moment isn't this intense drama, this intensity around it. It depends on, again, where you are in your 5-ness and in your 5 life path. But sometimes you're always seeking a little more, a little drama, a little this, a little that, a little something else, a little something different. So the need for unabashed freedom mixed with self-indulgence can be one way that you push love away. And you might step back and look at all the things that we've suggested about how you might push love away. Can also be how you feel on the receiving end of those relationships that you may have struggled with, right, or been challenged by. It's kind of like Willy Wonka, one of my favorite stories of all time, Willy Wonka and the Chocolate Factory, when he says, "Stop, reverse that," right? And so it's kind of like that. Think about what we've just talked about and then see how sometimes maybe that has been perpetrated on you, and that's the way that a relationship dissolves. So love might be pushed away by attracting people who are sexually promiscuous. Maybe they are ambivalent about commitment and aren't very clear about they have clarity around that in the communication around what they want and need with commitment. And maybe those who are fearful and self-indulgent are people that you've had in relationship where it hasn't worked out. So you might also attract those with heightened levels of addictive behaviors. Your gold star, though, is to be clear about your desire or lack of desire for commitment. There are plenty of people who also don't want a monogamous, committed relationship, so you're not the only one if that is how you fall in this category as a 5. So just be clear about it. enjoy your many exploits and adventures, and know that once you've kind of been there, done that, this is just a little sidebar for you. I have found that fives who kind of burn off that fuel, been there, done that, and after that, they're kind of like, yeah, I'm done with that. I really want a long-term relationship. I want something with staying power and with more depth. You can be an incredible partner it's just really a matter of making the decision that that's what you truly want.
Hurry, please. We have so much time and so little to see. Wait a minute. Strike that. Reverse it.